My day starts at like 8 or 9 in the morning, depending on how rested I feel when I wake up. And if I wake up at 7:30 and I'm like, I'm not rested enough, I have the privilege, having been working for 7 years to build companies, to just lay in bed for another hour or sleep for another 3 hours, whatever I want to do. I normally get up. I'm still pretty tired in the first 5 minutes or so, but already my brain is starting to work about what needs to be done for the day, which is sort of a bad thing because if I start my day super anxious like that, I go into the day super anxious, and I don't like doing that. There's a designated time to think about what needs to be done, and there's a time to start to set my brain in the right path, and that's what I typically try to do when I wake up. I try to sit down, meditate for 5 or 10 minutes, and just get my brain in a place where I'm in control of the input and what my brain does with the input and what my brain does with things that are happening inside of my brain, rather than being at the mercy of whatever's happening in my brain and whatever's being thrown at me. En route to basically running errands for productivity, picking up parts and materials for my Apple products repair company, and going and buying coffee, because that's a productivity errand right there. That's facilitating productivity in my brain. I just sort of start to run through that. That's when I awaken. I start to wake my brain up about the things that we've got on the schedule, appointments for the Apple products repair company. And then I sort of summarize all that stuff in my head and get a good idea of what needs to happen, and kind of prepare myself mentally for doing those things. One of the things that I hate so much, and it's probably getting me brain cancer if cell phones give you brain cancer, is that I'm always on my phone dealing with one problem or another. Whether it's ordering parts or dealing with some sort of discrepancy related to parts for the Apple products repair company.
I mean, what are they doing back there? You know how many times they've made this mistake over the course of the last 3 months, and every fucking time it was, it was a situation where we needed parts for a customer that we were like late on because of an issue with your guys' parts that we had to send back. We had to delay the repair. The customer had to wait an extra day, and then the fucking replacement for the RMA was late because your guys are not shipping on time.
Or it's just some other thing. I have a lot of other entrepreneurs that I talk to on a pretty regular basis about problems that take place in my life as an entrepreneur, and that we sort of bounce ideas back and forth about, and that I request that they sort of give me their perspective on, or vice versa. And that's something that's just always going on in my life.
Oh no, man, it's super fucking obvious. It's super fucking obvious. The guy has affiliate links to my competitors all over his website. Whereas with some of the stacks that he's got up there that he's reviewing, there are no affiliate links for. And maybe those companies don't have affiliate programs, or maybe they do. But it seems very clear to me. I mean, I know what it is. I don't need evidence. In some instances, you're not going to get evidence. I've been on the fucking street for my whole life. I understand how this shit works, man. They're playing dirty. That's it. We're not fucking gonna let them get away with it. We're gonna drop the fucking hammer on these punks, and that's it. Oh well, it is what it is, man. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Which is a great thing. I mean, the having other entrepreneurs that are out there in the wild, killing and eating their own food, and learning from those experiences that are able to offer their insight on things, or just able to fucking listen to me when I say, like, dude, this issue is happening, I don't know how to think about it, or here's how I think about it, and I'm confident about that, and I just need to fucking vent about it. All that stuff is really positive for me. Getting into the Apple products repair company, there's always just a myriad of things that I got to do right away. I've got to set up iPads, waiting room iPads. I got to go through the appointments that people schedule to see when folks are coming in, and I kind of just got to do a general assessment of what we've got on the bench. At any given time, we've got 5 to 25 iPads sitting on the bench waiting to get worked on. So I have to sort of prioritize those iPads depending on turnaround time and when customers expect to pick them up. And then, compare that, work that against what the appointments are for the day. Oftentimes I get like a 45-year-old you know, professional looking, well-spoken, eloquent woman who, you know, will come into my repair center or will meet me on the street somewhere, and somehow finding out that, you know, I do some type of technical work, and they'll just very confidently say, like, assuming that I'm going to answer with, like, you know, whatever state university or Michigan Technical Institute or something, you know, they'll very confidently ask, oh, so what school, you know, what school did you go to? You know, what university did you go to, or what technical school did you go to? And every time when I tell them, look, I'm a 10th grade dropout, you know, I was expelled from high school, you know, in 10th grade for selling pot. You know, I tried homeschooling. It didn't work for me. I didn't like it. I got emancipated at 17, got a GED and joined the Army. Got out of the Army, and you know, with the money that I saved from combat pay in Iraq, I tried to start you know, a series of companies, all of which ended up failing until I finally started succeeding, probably, you know, 3 years after I started trying to be an entrepreneur. And you know, and then I landed to a place where I was able to be successful.
Look at that. That's the Infiniti G37 XS in red. That was the car, that was like my dream car back in the day. Before I got into Mercedes, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drive one of those cars, that's for sure. And I was sold on it, man. Those the black G37 XS is a dope looking car. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Infinitis for forever. I'm gonna drive Infinitis. But then, you know, tables turned. Mercedes gave me a great deal. I started to drive, you know, test drove a couple Mercedes, and that was it. That was a wrap.
And in the process of learning how to build those companies, I taught myself how to do the tech behind the Apple Products Repair Company. Look, I put an ad out on Craigslist and said, look, I'll buy your iPhone 3G and your iPad 1. You know, if it's broken or has a cracked screen or has some sort of damage or is not functioning, I'll buy it from you for 30 bucks. And I would take these devices, I'd watch some YouTube videos of other people tearing these devices down. I bought the appropriate tools, and I would just sit there in my basement or wherever I was at the time and just learn how to do it. Look, I have a brain, okay? I have a brain and I have the capacity to learn. I don't limit my brain's ability to learn new things based on the notion that in order for me to appropriately learn those things, I've got to have them downloaded into my brain via a traditional construct called a fucking curriculum. I just don't think that way. You know, if I want to learn how to take apart an iPhone, I'm going to learn how to take apart an iPhone. Here in a bit, once I start working on a couple of the future companies that I'm really interested in building, like a vodka brand, and I'm starting to get the bug to build a coffee brand. You know, I built a global nootropic brand, which took years, you know, first of getting my brain around the idea of understanding abstracts and scientific studies, and then experimentation with particular compounds to try to understand how they affected cognition. It took me years to figure all that stuff out, and I did it. You're not gonna be a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever. I mean, you know, there's plenty of other occupations out there that require such degrees. You're never gonna be able to enter those fields without those degrees. But I mean, you want to be an entrepreneur, you know, you want to go out and build your own company, or I mean, you want to go work for corporate, work your way up and climb the ladder to be CFO, COO, CMO, CEO. You need a degree for that, trust me. You know, a lot of people ask me, you know, how much time I spend on my Apple Products Repair Company. It seems like it takes up a lot of my day, but it really doesn't. You know, I'm there from 12 to 4 every day. It's 4 hours. You know, that's it. When it's over with, I close fucking shop, man. I turn off the iPads. I clean it. I clean the place up, and I leave. You know, I go home. I've got some errands to run normally every day after the workday's over, whether it's going to buy supplements or going to buy food or going to do whatever. And you know, that's my time to kind of unwind, assess what happened during the day. You know, sometimes I'll make some phone calls, some business phone calls, and just sort of clean some things up, or just get some closure to some shit, clear some shit out, close some business stuff out. You know, and then for me, it's this period of decompression, which is basically a shower, probably some meditation. If not, it's just relaxing and trying to stop my brain from moving. That's how I can recharge. You know, I start recharging my brain, and then it's fucking back on the laptop. Because you know what? I mean, I'm not a millionaire yet. I've got a lot of things to do. I've got a lot of money to make, You know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be and where I need to be, and I can't be fucking around if I want to get things done. Usually 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. most days, unless I'm taking a night off or a week off or 2 weeks off. Because I do that, you know, when I'm in, I'm all the way in, and when I'm out, I'm completely fucking unplugged. But those nights, you know, most nights from 7 p.m. to midnight, basically, you know, I am focused on marketing my companies. You know, one of the other companies that I own, the Cortex company, which makes a cognitive enhancement supplement called Cortex. That company is a very hands-off company. I mean, I had to do a lot of hands-on formulating the product. That was me, you know, in a homemade lab that I made to formulate the formula that I was then going to give to the product manufacturing company, because, you know, I don't make it in my living room. It's made in a professional laboratory. That company is, you know, after we did all that physical work, and now we've got physical bottles of the, you know, of the product. I've got them everywhere. Of the product, you know, created. This is Cortex. It's like, you know, take 2 of them and you'll be on your way to hours of productivity for most people if you respond well to it. I did all the work. You know, I've got 30 grand worth of product, you know, sitting at my office. You know, now it's just about growing the brand, marketing, creating content, putting stuff out there, connecting with other people that take nootropics, that want to optimize their brains. People like CEOs, Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, everybody in between. My average day is fucking crazy. You know, I mean, it's chaotic. I wake up, you know, and I try to prepare my brain for what's about to happen, because it isn't even ready for what the fuck's about to happen. I gotta constantly get myself in the mode, you know, and I'm re-energizing my brain to be in that mode throughout the day, all the fucking time. You know, people ask me like why I do it all, and it's like, you know, I don't want to be that other guy. You know, I have a lot of goals, and there's things that I want to accomplish that would make me feel good about myself. Fucking acquisition of skills is so important to me. People have different priorities. Some people's priorities are to fit in well with their peer group. I think a lot of people's priorities are backwards in that regard. My priorities are to fucking acquire as many skills as I can. Because at the end of the day, dude, I'm a fucking die-hard entrepreneur. This is my life.
Good, man. How are you? Good morning. Well, I slept well last night. That's the determinant of, you know, how I feel on an everyday basis, whether or not I slept well. Always is.